I'm Michelle, otherwise known as Drum. I'm a running coach with Team Drum Coaching, and this is the Team Drum Show! Today, we're going to be talking about 10 things that you can do to find your mojo. If you missed last week, I was in mojo-less, bottomless pit of despair about my running at the end of July. And these 10 things are what I did that really helped me get back on top and loving running again. Okay, so I first wrote this video 4 weeks ago, right? Or actually, it was maybe like 5 weeks ago now, when I was really just starting to come out of this really bad place that I was in. And honestly, when I look back now, I can't believe how low and how depressed I had gotten about it. Definitely the lowest I had been about running in my whole life as a runner. And now I'm in such a better place that if I were to think, yeah, you should write a blog about 10 ways to find your mojo, I'd probably think about things like, you should sign up for a race. Racing always remotivates you. Or you should go run with friends. It's always more fun to run with friends. But honestly, if I was listening to that at the point that I was in 5 weeks ago, I would have just shaken my head and been like, that girl totally doesn't get it. She's just a good runner that's having a bad day. That's all that it is. She doesn't get it. But when I look back at what it took for me to get out of that low spot, it took total inward focus, cutting out all distractions, all the social media, not running with people. I just had to run alone. I had to take off my watch. I had to take so many rest days. I had to do so much yoga. I had to really clean up my diet. I needed so much sleep, so much journaling, all the things that I listed. That's what really helped me. It wasn't signing up for a race. It wasn't being around other like-minded individuals. For me, I really needed to fix that internally before I could even begin to put myself back into the running community. So when I sat down 5 weeks ago and I wrote out the things that I had done that I thought really made an impact on me getting back to a good place, they were resting, actually sticking to those rest days, not going out for a bike ride, not lifting weights, but actually resting. Doing yoga, 10 minutes of yoga every single day. Again, I'll have links for that below. Doing rope stretches. Again, just trying to get my body moving more fluidly and not being so restricted from all that running that I was doing. Catching up on sleep, making sure I was always going to bed early enough to give myself the opportunity to get 8 hours of sleep made a really big difference. Put my phone down, got off social media, no Strava, picked up a book. A book is probably the answer to everything. I started journaling again. I cleaned up my diet, including alcohol, really cleaned up my diet. That helped so much. Summer's tough. A lot of fun things going on in the summer. It takes a really big reboot to come fall. And then I picked up a non-athletic hobby. For me, it was gardening. For you, it might be photography or reading or just anything that isn't an athletic thing where there's this huge goal. Just a hobby. I think very few runners actually think of running as their hobby. So finding something that actually is a hobby will help a ton. So even though I still feel like I'm on my journey back, those 10 things really helped me get back to being the runner and loving running that I have always historically been. I feel like I'm really willing to push now. I'm willing to suffer. And more than anything, I just take so much joy and happiness in the daily process, in the daily improvement that comes from getting out there and resting. Well, that's it for it today. A pretty big look inside the mind of Drum. I would love to hear from you. Has this happened to you? Have you had seasons like this? Did you have to totally reboot your whole mentality like I did with running? Did it take longer? I was honestly really surprised by once I made those changes, how quickly I was able to bounce back. It really, I think, says a lot about how much I love running and that I do it really for the daily enjoyment and the process of it more than anything else. As always, you can find out more about my coaching at teamdrumcoaching.com, and on Instagram, I'm at ultradrum. I'd love to hear from you. Please leave me a message in the comments, or you can always contact me through my website. That's it for today. I'll see you soon for another episode of the Team Drum Show!